Sravanamangalam Srimadaatatam Bhuvignanti e Bhurida Janaha. In this 2016 November 29, before the winter vacation, we read from the 15th chapter of the Gospel of Sri Ramakrishna, which I have given the name Panchama Veda. It was the last visit to Keshav, because after that Keshav passed away. So that was very important, and that conversation. So this time winter was very mild, of course, and not much snow. So most of the people are very happy that there is no snow. And sometimes I saw that our neighbor, he is going on in a phaeton with the 2 horses drawing that. And sometimes the young people are bicycling, all this, they were enjoying. But some people were not very happy because they didn't get the job to, they earn an extra money by removing, as they call, white gold. By removing the snow, they get some money. The white gold was not there, so they couldn't do. But we had to follow the routine, so we couldn't continue the class. So we began studying the Panchama Veda on April 2nd, 2013 and 2017. The April 2nd, 2013, we started, and it is continuing, and already 5 CDs are there ready. Every CD is containing 25 lectures. That means it is 125 lectures completed, and at the same time it will be the 125 hours of talks, but still not much. So that is the Panchama Veda is an eternal mine of supreme knowledge. That is the speciality, the eternal mine of supreme knowledge. Unless and until we listen to this, we read this, we try to realize this, follow this, then those who talk about the spiritual life, I don't know, because their idea unnecessarily, they'll be thinking in different way, and it's totally wastage. So this is the time, this is the age, and this is the opportunity. Those who are really interested to develop the spiritual life, and by that way really like to go beyond this birth and death circle, really want to go to the realm of eternal peace, happiness, joy, for them this is a mine of knowledge, of spiritual knowledge. We began explaining the verse that we all recite in that 2nd April 2013. We started with Tabo Kathamritam. Tabo means your, Katha is the words, Amritam is the nectar. Your words are just like the nectar. Oh God, your words gives us eternal life. If we translate it in a free translation, it gives us eternal life. Amrit, Amritam, is the nectar that gives the eternal life. But who will understand it? That is the question. And immediately the second word used in that verse, Tapta Jivanam. Who has really understood the futility of this life? The futility. Why futility? Because we see that every time things are coming, staying for some time, and then changing, going away constantly. Nothing remains, not even our hairs is also falling, and people are becoming naturally old, and all our the skins are becoming again loose, all these things in the body. And then when we look at the world, the society all around, We grew up somewhere else, we are now in somewhere else, our friends, our relatives, so many relations all the time changing. Everything is changing. Nothing is permanent. Even then, we think, next thing, if I am going to get, I'll be very happy. I was reading in the newspaper, someone has published, the reporter, the 70 years continuous life, in a married life, 70 years. And when they died, the husband and wife, at the same time they fell sick, they were admitted in the hospital, and I think 4 or 5 minutes apart, both of them, they passed away. So that is the news. It has been published. That is good. Both of them, they naturally, they are not having that suffering. That's okay. But what is the joy in it? That also temporary. We do not know what is going to happen after that life. So we have to think about, as we are studying the philosophy in our Sunday classes, all the time, what is the next? Where we are going to go? That is the question. The thoughtful people must understand that what is happening in this life, somehow we are passing. But the miracle of the Maya, so intelligent person, he understands so many things. He understands everything almost. If you go and sit before him when they are opening their mouth and talking about the subject, they know so many varieties. And so in-depth knowledge is there. But only one thing they are lacking. Not understanding that this life is very, very temporary. Unless and until we understand that, and understand that very seriously, spiritual life never begins. All that we see in the name of religion, in the name of spirituality, is nothing but a sort of emotion and nothing else. Very, very, as they call, skin deep. Nothing is there. So Sri Ramakrishna is telling, as long as man is associated with the upadhis, that in the 319 page that we stopped over there, he is telling that as long as man is associated himself with the upadhis. This is the life, the constant changing. And he came to Keshav. Who is that Keshav? The famous person. And that man, he was respected everywhere. At the fag end of his life, he's trembling, he cannot stand. His mother is requesting Bhagavan Sri Ramakrishna to pray for him. And the Keshav also understood that the last moments are approaching. Keshav is so eager to meet Bhagavan Sri Ramakrishna. Why? Because he understood this whole world is nothing but so very temporary. So he came, the Keshav came, the expression, the Sri Ramakrishna was waiting over here, and when this Keshav Chandra came, he held the Sri Ramakrishna's hand. I am here, sir, I am here, sir. He was telling, he was holding the hand of Sri Ramakrishna, and slowly he was uttering like that, I am here, sir, I am here, sir. He took Sri Ramakrishna's left hand and stroked it gently, but the master was in deep samadhi, completely intoxicated with divine love. A stream of words came from his lips as he talked to himself, and the devotees listened to him spellbound. That is the Master Mahasaya, a very good observer. Minutely he saw each and everything, how the Keshav is gently stroking the hand of Sri Ramakrishna. He wanted to inform Sri Ramakrishna that I am here, but the Sri Ramakrishna is not looking at Keshav as Keshav. Sri Ramakrishna is seeing that eternal thing, and he is in Samadhi, and he is telling, as long as a man associates himself with upadhis, so long he sees the manifold, such as Keshav, Prashanna, Amrita, and so on. Look at this. He has gone to Keshav. Normally, what the people will do, oh, how are you? What are the medicine you are taking? Who are the doctors? And it will be all right. And I am, at least those religious people will say, I will pray for you. Like this it goes. Sri Ramakrishna is not bothering about that. That very moment, even he was trying to give the knowledge to Keshav Chandra Sen because he loves Keshav. Because he loved Keshav, so he wanted to tell him that this is, forget about yourself. This body is very, very temporary. Why? You are associated with upadhis. What are the upadhis? Ego. Now here we know, in the upadhi means we are associating ourselves with so many other things. First, when you grow up, all the time the parents, they say, your name is this, your name is, when the children, they come and I ask them, what is your name? Then they say, so, at the small, at something name. Immediately the mother or the father will prompt on the complete name, say the complete name. So complete name is this much, and then the surname and all that, associated with that family particularly. Then the more they grow up, this is my school, that is my college, this is my family, that is my society, I know this, I know that, and the more and more he is getting all those, is a big list. That's called upadhis. We are going on, superimposing on that, and where from it begins. Jivas are nothing but the Shivas, they say. Jiva Brahmaiva na apara. That is the strong statement by Shankaracharya. After realization of the truth, he said, each and every individual is nothing but the Shiva, Brahma itself. But so unfortunate, we do not understand that. We are constantly thinking that we are so very, very humble person, we don't know these, we don't know that, I am not having these, I am not having that. So many other things are also there. Why? Because I am associated with this body. And moment I am associated, so the name and form. This is the form, and it is associated with the name, and I think this is so very real, and obviously this associated with many other things, and I am thinking I am happy or I am in misery. So that's Sri Ramakrishna. Why we think like that? Why do you can't understand that we are the Brahman, we are the eternal joy, we are the eternal purity, we are the eternal consciousness? Why can't we understand that? Because our ego, it is disassociated from Brahman. Because of the ego. So they say consciousness associated with ego is the jiva. Ahamkara upohita chaitanya. In Sanskrit they say upohita, associated, superimposed on what? Consciousness. Now I see the white light, I see the yellow light, I see the green light. Is the light is changed? It is not. As it is there. Only thing, before that, when the bulb is burning, before that I put the green glass or the white one or the red one or the yellow one. So whatever the color I put, that color comes out, and I think this is this. And similarly I am thinking I am a doctor, I am an administrator, I am a minister, I am so, all that one after another we have put, and from that it is coming. We have to remove that, disassociate. Ahamkar upohita chaitanya. Chaitanya, consciousness is there. It is bright. But we have made it that different type of color and associated in that, keeping before that and thinking this is true, not the one which is at the back, which is original source of light. The original source of light we are forgetting, we are taking only the cover and thinking that cover is the main, that is the original thing, fighting for that particular cover, and when you get that, we feel, oh, this is nothing. Whatever the Rabindranath he wrote, whatever I want, I wish, that is a mistake. Jaha chai, taha bhool kore chai. Whatever I wanted, that was a mistake. Jaha pai, taha chai na. With whatever I got, that I was not praying for. So this way the life, constantly, I was thinking, if I get that particular job, I'll be happy. When I get that job, I join over there, I find the boss is different, all the other colleagues are also different type, situation is different, for which I was constantly preparing myself to reach over there. After reaching over there, it becomes painful. That is the thing you have to understand. And what to do? Here we find in the previous classes, we have already quoted from the Viveka Chudamani. Friends, those who are regularly attending this class, you know, I always try to quote from different scriptures. So my speed is slow and I take all the words of Sri Ramakrishna page after page. The most of the time, as because it's a big book, the Swamis and the others, they pick up only one idea, and over that the whole lecture, that is over. But what I am thinking, in future maybe, it will be useful for those serious readers of the Gospel of Sri Ramakrishna. Every page they will get the references. It will be. Then here we find in the Vivek Chudamani, it says, Shankalpa Barjayat Tasmat Sarva Anartha Karanam. Sarva Anartha Karanam. Karanam, it is the cause. What is that cause? Desire is the cause of all these difficulties. Sarva Anartha. Artha has a meaning. Anartha has no meaning. That means the difficulties. That word is used for the creating problem. What? Sarva. All type of problems. What is the root for that? Sarva Anartha? Sankalpa. What is the Sankalpa? Desire. The Sankalpa Barjayed. So therefore give up all desires. Tasmat, therefore. Tasmat means therefore. Why? Because that is the root of all difficulties. And what type of Sankalpa? The desire. We have so many varieties of desire. But if that is for the benefit of others, if that is dedicated to God, then that won't bind you. Again, in the 3rd chapter of the Bhagavad Gita, Krishna asking us to work intensely. And he is urging Arjuna to fight because that was his dharma, that was his duty. As a Kshatriya, as a warrior, he is supposed to do that. Bhagavan Sri Krishna is urging him to do. Why? But at the same time, he is telling, you remember me and fight. You just go on remembering me, offering all those things to me, whatever work that you are doing. Not that Hinduism is teaching that you must simply sit idle and do nothing, not like that. You must have the desires, you must have the energy to work, and you must have the capacity to perform, but at the same time, detached way. What is the detachment? It is all temporary. Whatever I am making is all temporary. 1930, when the one Swami came, Ganeshwarananda, was a very handsome. He was young, handsome, very good looking, very intelligent. He came to America. Can you imagine 1930 he is coming to America? And that time there was no Indians almost. So he came and then he took that courage to come to Chicago where there was no base at all. And he hired a room and then started giving the classes which was impossible for people to understand. because completely new, the topics were new, subjects were new, terminologies are new, ideas are new, the way he is explaining, everything was new for them. Even then he continued. Slowly the next Swami came, he also did that. They used to go and collect the lettuce leaves and boil that, eat, and they couldn't survive for a long time. And he died very young. Then this way it goes on and on and on and on, and Vedanta slowly but steadily moving. Why? Because this is the truth. And Swami Vivekananda and Sri Ramakrishna said, you must go and tell people, and that is your dharma. We can always go retire in a jungle, you can always live alone, and that is very simple life. Only what you need, a little shelter and 1 or 2 clothings for the whole year, and the 2 square meals, that's all. But why then these people are here learning a foreign language and then reading books and trying to explain it in a way that the people can understand? Why all this? Because we have believed the words of Sri Ramakrishna. This world is temporary, and all our problem because of our desire. So go and tell people, whoever can understand, they will be blessed. Sankalpo bharjaye tasmad, therefore give up the sankalpa, become all this desire and work only for the God. Can I do this? You have to ask God. You get the inspiration. You take up that job. You will find that all the help is also coming from all around. Know it for sure that God is behind you. And that after doing that every day, you have to go and offer it. Arpana astu. I am offering it to you. I am not taking anything. Dhayato vishayan pumsa. Bhagavad Gita. It says in the 2nd chapter, 62 and 63 words. It goes on giving step by step how people are getting entangled. First, he is looking at a thing in the world and getting associated with it, Dhyayato. And that is the Vishaya, that is the object. Pumsha, the human being. The moment you look at that, immediately you get all this problem. I was giving the class in the Hindu temple, the Lemont, and also the same subject I speak there in the Bengali Association. That is India Eternal. It is also continuous. There's a series of lectures going on. Now we are studying the characters of Mahabharata. And in the Mahabharata, a very famous character is Bhishma. How come the Bhishma of that stature, he was on that? So when we studied his life, we came to know the Bhishma was a Bashu, is a demigod, very powerful, but at the same time, he was not free. The God was there. His wife, they all came, 8 brothers, Ashtabashu, with their wives. That is the description they say, that came to have a nice time. Then suddenly, the junior-most, the Bashu, his wife saw a cow and she wanted to get that cow for her. This Bashus immediately understood that that cow belongs to a very famous rishi. The rishis were spiritually very powerful. And they told, it is not what to get that curses of the rishi, but somehow, as because the wife wanted, and the Bashu said, okay, the junior-most Bashu went and grabbed that cow, brought it, they left the place, afterwards got the curse. And when they came and begged pardon, then the rishi told the junior one, he did it. And you all, his brothers, you only supported. You will take the birth as a human being and next moment you will be free. This thing will continue. But for him, he has to live on this earth and he has to live as a human being for a long time. He suffered. People criticized. And on his face, even a very ordinary person like Duryodhana. So we know all these stories that we were discussing. Where from it? only a desire of his wife for that cow. And then this, as a husband, supported that wife's desire. So the desire, the dhayato vishayan pumisha. If that wife didn't come to that particular place, didn't see that cow, didn't get the associated and desire came to grab that, get that one, it was all free. There's no problem. Of course, we perhaps didn't get the character like Bhishma, but anyway, it is the desire. So that is yat kinchidapi sankalpat naro dukkhe nimajjati. As a very famous Yoga Vashishta, it says, yat kinchit api sankalpat. If you have a little desire, then naro dukkhe nimajjati. The human being will be in the deep trouble, the great sorrow. A little desire becomes the cause of great sorrow. Na kinchidapi sankalpat sukham akshayam asnute. If you don't have any desire, shukam akshayam asnute. Eternal joy, eternal bliss. That is the... And then Ramachandra is asking, but how to discriminate? Then he is telling, work without any selfish motive is good, Sri Ramakrishna said. Nishkama karma bhalo. Work without any selfish motive. Now the question comes, that in my profession, I am giving the service, does it mean that I won't draw the salary? No, it's not like that. In the profession, I must have to take the salary because I have to maintain my family. And that is, I am giving the job, I am giving the service, and in exchange of that I am not desiring something else. Bhagavan Sri Ramakrishna, he was a God himself, and he was completely detached from everything. Even then, to teach us this truth, he took the job as a priest in the temple in Dakshineshwar, and he used to take the salary from the Dakshineshwar temple authority every month. And of course, he used to send the nephew to collect the salary, and every time he used to ask, keep it with you, and when some amount will be there accumulated, tell me, I want to purchase little gold to make the bangle for Ma Sharadamani Devi, the lady whom he married. His mother, Sri Ramakrishna's mother, promised that my son will make the golden bangle for you, and he was going to keep the words of the mother, though completely disassociated. If we read the biography of Sri Ramakrishna, all these doubts are removed. When we are working, we must get some money to maintain myself and also to maintain the family and also to keep the promises. There is nothing wrong. So he says like this, Rama swa atma vicharo ayam ko ayam syamiti rupakaha chitta durdruma bijasya dahana smriti yuga vashishta. O Ram, discriminate. Who am I? Burn the seed of desire. The Ram Navami, this is the time of the Rama, and this time the Rama actually, he worshipped goddess Durga, and that was all the stories that goes. So Rama, we are remembering the Rama. And Rama is getting advice from his teacher, spiritual teacher. This is the Vashishta. The Vashishta Muni is teaching him this. Rama, discriminate, who am I? And burn the seed of desire. Burn the seed of desire. Who am I? I was born in such and such place. They were my parents, and those were my brothers and sisters. That was our family. Then that was all the society. Then I am moving all the time, and now at this place I am here. And all those people with whom I grew up, none of them around. All new faces, new people, but I am very good with them. That means everything is changing, but at the same time, if I don't have that type of desire, I am happy. Some people, they always feel miserable. They're thinking that, oh, I am disassociated from my society. And some people unnecessarily they create. And why then you are here? One gentleman was going on telling, I feel so sad that I am in America and in our society people are suffering, but I am enjoying. And who asked you to enjoy? You also go and join? No, that I have to earn money and I have this. And then why you are crying? No, they are poor. And you, okay, go on. They are poor, you cry. And when you are crying again, say that I. So goes on in this way. And they are not ordinary people. Very, very qualified people. Socially well established. If you go to his house, it's a big house. Very big house. And I was wondering why so many places that, that for the sitting. And here is a big place, all people can see. There's a small place and another medium-sized place, so many rooms. I don't know how many bedrooms are there, but at least minimum so many other rooms are there where people can go and sit, and how they utilize, I don't know. But this type of unnecessary thinking is there. This is sort of an emotion, just to say, I am also feeling for you, but are you doing anything for them? No, that is again, no. So this way, always we think, but here the very clear advice is this: every moment you have to burn the seed of desire. I can help our country, can I? No. How can I help? That is the thing. I can pray for them, and whatever the responsibility comes before me, if it is possible, I'll surely do. So from the desire you have to come out, otherwise it is impossible. By spiritual practice come divine power, Swami Vivekananda said. Again, working for the others without self-interest is the spiritual practice. So it goes like this. Swamiji is telling, by spiritual practice, you grow that power, divine power. And what is the spiritual practice? Helping others. So this way, again, when you are helping others, how you are helping others? Without expectation of anything. So that is the spirituality. That is the religion. That is the spiritual life. We are thinking that if we live like this, not talking with others, and then walking barefoot, and only eating one time a day, all these are minor things. You don't like, you don't do. But the main thing is this: there is no desire. But the only thing is this: I want to burn all the desire. How I can do that? By helping others. Or what happens when I am going to serve others? Then blows after blows comes. Different type of people will comment in different way. Your ego will be crushed. And then you develop the strength. And that strength is the spiritual power. Completely disassociated, completely free, but at the same time tremendous love that grows. That is the practical way we can develop the spirituality. So we find over here, even the Shankaracharya, in his famous book Vivek Chudamani, he said the Shankalpo must be Varjayet. The desire must be given up. Bhagavad Gita, warning, giving the warning to everyone, if you are associated with anything and develop the desire for that, then the going on like this, ultimately it is a ruin. Yoga Vasishta, when he is giving the teaching to Sri Ramachandra, the Lord himself, the God himself, but in the form of a human being, is coming and listening to a guru, a preceptor, is a teacher. There also he says, Yat kinchidapi sankalpat, naro dukkhe nimajjati. There should not be any sankalpa. And here we find Bhagavan Sri Ramakrishna is talking to these people, and he says that you must do like this, otherwise it will be impossible. As long as a man associates himself with the upadhis, so long he sees the manifold such as Keshav, Prasanna, Amrit, and so on. These are the names of the people as known to Keshav Chandra Sen. Then he said, but on attaining perfect knowledge, he sees only one consciousness everywhere. The same perfect knowledge again makes him realize that the one consciousness has become the universe and its living beings and the 24 cosmic principles. But the manifestations of divine power are different in different beings. It is he, undoubtedly, who has become everything, but in the same case, there is a greater manifestation than in others. And that is called knowledge. A man who never attended any school, a person who never read the scripture, where from this perfect knowledge came? When he was talking with the Keshav Chandra Sen, he was the leader of the Brahma Samaj, and they didn't accept the dual concept. Dual means with the images. So he was talking about the consciousness. He didn't say mother, he didn't say the God, he didn't say Krishna or the Rama. He said consciousness, because this person, he concentrated, he loved this conception. So that consciousness is everywhere. And the same consciousness is taking and having this type of form. This is the special concept of Bhagavan Sri Ramakrishna. There is no difference between this world and the spiritual world. Only thing, if you can understand and can have the pure thing, and that is what Sri Ramakrishna gave that particular term, Vijnani. Jnani and Vijnani. Who is a Jnani? He who knows that Brahman or the God is the creator. But this universe is different from God. So we have to leave this universe and to go to God. Sri Ramakrishna said, why to leave? What to leave? Because the same consciousness, as because it is one, without one there is no two, naturally, this is the pure logic that where from we came from the Brahman, we came from the God, and obviously we too are gods. We too are the same consciousness. And if I can understand that, we go beyond the conception of only God who is there somewhere in the heaven, and we always point our finger on the top thinking that somewhere in the heaven he will be there in the universe. But here, within me, before me, all around me, all these beings that I am dealing with, talking with, mixing with, all are nothing but the manifestation of the same God. That is the beauty. And that is called applied Vedanta. The Vedanta means one, the Advaita Vedanta, one only. But how to apply that one, that is here Bhagavan Sri Ramakrishna is telling. But at the same time he is very, very practical. That consciousness manifesting in different being in a different way. And that is the intensity of manifestation. When it is less, it is less. When it is more, it is more. That difference you must have to keep in mind as long as you are in this body consciousness. So I cannot go and embrace a bad person thinking that he is also God. Why not follow him? He is also God, Vedanta said, and that is true, 100% true, but the manifestation is less. So this moment I cannot accept him as my Guru. When I am searching for my Guru, my guide, my spiritual, the preceptor, then that time I have to understand the person who is not having this narrowness, selfishness. I must accept him as my Guru. I must accept his words only. That you have to have that. So Sri Ramakrishna, in a small, there's some few lines, few sentences, very clear. Immediately he is giving an example. Even the very, very educated people, not the ordinary people, educated people also have this type of confusions. And who? He says, Vidyasagar. He was a big name those days in India, Vidyasagar Mahashaya. He was the ocean of learning, so he got that title, Vidyasagar. His name was Ishwar Chandra. Then he got this title, Vidyasagar. Vidyasagar once asked me, can it be true that God has endowed some with great power and some with less? Look at it. Now, the ordinary people may doubt like that. Even though he was a Sanskrit scholar, he was a Vidyasagar, he was having so much of learning and knowledge, even then his conception about God and spirituality was clouded, was not very clear. That is very, when we read this, we understand. And this Sri Ramakrishna is very clear about that. When Vidyasagar is doubting and he is asking, how come it is? The manifestation of God in some people are more, some people are less. Another was there, one doctor used to come and say, why do you come and touch the feet of this man? Other people used to come and touch the feet of Bhagavan Sri Ramakrishna, and he used to protest. He is a good man, of course, but why should have to go and touch his feet? And that doctor used to doubt that it cannot be possible. They are doctors, they are highly qualified people. But even then, about the conception of God, about the conception of spirituality, about the manifestation of the divinity, we should not listen to these people. About the medical science, okay, we should follow that doctor. About the other things, okay, we will follow Vidyasagar. But about spirituality, Sri Ramakrishna. Why? Because he has realized, he has seen, and he has understood. And after that only, with 100% authority, he is telling. When Vidyasagar is asking, immediately, this person who never attended any school, who was not having any certificate from any institution, he said, if that were not so, how is it that one man may be stronger than 50? If that were not the case, again, how is it that we have all come here to see you? Look at it, the Sri Ramakrishna. When he talked with Vidyasagar, he couldn't answer. When he talked with Keshav Chandra Sen, Keshav silenced, he used to listen to Sri Ramakrishna. And that is the proof of the presence of God. God is all powerful. When that God manifests through some human being, and if that human being speaks, you must have to, you are bound to listen to him. There is no other way. Vidyasagar, when he heard that, he couldn't reply. If the manifestation is not more, how is it that one man is equal to 50? And why we have come to you then? There are so many people all around. We are not going to each and every one. We have come to you. Why? Because the manifestation of that divinity is much more through knowledge. And Vidyasagar was a very kind and good person. He used to help a lot to the poor people, particularly the young widows. That was a terrible time in the society. In our country, they were suffering. Vidyasagar stood by their side. The soul through which God sports is endowed with his special power. And 320, the page, he is telling, endowed the special power in that particular person. The soul through which God sports is endowed with his special power. The landlord may reside in any part of his state, but he is generally to be found in a particular drawing room. The devotee of devotees is that God's drawing room. God loves to sport in the heart of His devotee. It is there that His special power is manifest. What is the sign of that devotee? When you see a man doing great works, you may know that God's special power is manifested through him. That is the proof. Sometimes people, when they say, some of our Swamis, we are very, very ordinary. We are only having a Gerua and association of Ramakrishna mission, that's all. And the Ramakrishna mission is known and respected in India and as some nearby countries, neighbors like the Bangladesh, Nepal, etc. And nowhere. How many people they know about the Ramakrishna mission or Vedanta society in America? Very few. Even those who are from India, they have heard the name of Ramakrishna. Majority of them, they misunderstand that and they have lot of criticism and something to say about the Ramakrishna mission, so many, without understanding how we are working and why we are working. Why should we work? So that they don't understand, but they like to criticize. That is okay. So this, the Sri Ramakrishna says, but we have seen the Swamis, the terrible power manifested. I can tell you one thing, that Swami Lokeshwarananda ji, he thought that a dungeon was there in Calcutta. He wanted to help them, as they call it, red light area. But he wanted to help those poor children. So how to? Then he developed a group of people, young people. He used to take them particularly in the evening time, bring the children out and to give them education. He was doing that. Naturally, the contemporary people, some of them, they were frowning. Why the Swami should do like this? This is the bad people. Even then he is helping. He went on helping. And sometimes he said that when I am keeping these young people, and they were intelligent students from different villages, different parts of the West Bengal, this to come and stay over there. They call it Pathuriya Ghata. That was the famous team. And many of these educated young people afterwards became the sannyasi and famous sannyasins. And Lokeshwarananda ji used to look after them. One day there was no money, and the manager came and told, manager means another student perhaps, he came and told Swami, we have to pay the taxes, we have to pay these and that, and we don't have money. Lokeshwarananda ji didn't say anything, that I don't have anything with me. And he was wondering and praying. And suddenly when he was thinking what to do, he came out of his house thinking to go to somewhere else, his known person, to get some money from him. One gentleman came and told, Swami, can I meet you? And he gave a check. This is the amount, please keep. If this is not miracle, then what is miracle? In this simple life also, I have seen the miracles. How people are coming, qualified people, exactly that time I needed, they came, they helped, and then they went away. It went on, the money came, people came, they did, and now people say, you have done it. I'll be going to Andaman this time, and they always say the founder secretary, I founded that, and they say, you have done this, you have done that, and I always laugh and think that I never thought of those things. It went on happening. How? God is working through us. Why? That is His desire. That is His play. His power manifests with anyone. We can do the wonderful thing. So what we learn from this? Humbleness, humbleness, humbleness. I can't do anything. It is impossible. They say in the Mahabharata, after all things were over, when the Krishna gave up his body and he sent a word for the Arjuna that the bad people are coming and forcefully taking away the ladies of our clan. Can you please help them protect these ladies? Arjuna couldn't lift that bow. How to fight? He was so powerful and he was so boastful. He was so proud about his power. He couldn't lift that bow to fight against that. Why? Krishna was not there. When the God is with you, you do everything. When the God is not there, bulb is there, but no current, no electricity. So how you'll burn? The filament is there, bulb is there, everything is there, but it's not working. Why? It is not connected with the current. That is the God. Bhagavan Sri Ramakrishna is telling that. What is the sign of such devotee? When you see a man doing great works, you may know that the God's spatial power is manifested through him. Then he said, the primordial power and the Supreme Brahman are identical. That is always Sri Ramakrishna's, that is his spatial. The primordial power, that is the Shakti, and also the consciousness, they are same together always, every time. As that is the reason the God this time worshipped Ma Kali. And we know that when Ramachandra was getting himself ready to fight against the Ravana, he worshipped Shakti. And at the same time, we see in the Mahabharata when the Arjuna and others, they were getting ready for the great war of Mahabharata, Kurukshetra war, Krishna asked Arjuna to worship Goddess Durga to get the Shakti. Sri Ramakrishna again and again said that this primordial power. So that is Navami, these 9 nights, 9 days. The people constantly should remember that power, and slowly, slowly they should try to understand, if all these things are temporary, why should I have to break my head to hold all these things? The moment we think in that way, and the Vairagya will come. When the Vairagya has entered, humbleness will come, ego will go away, self-confidence will be there. Your capacity will be 100-fold. You can work much, much more than this moment you are doing. But that Shinha Vikrama, as Swami Vivekananda said, that power of a lion will come when you are working for the betterment of others. So that will come because you are doing God's job. The Hanuman, he did so much with the power of God. When people were praising Hanuman, he said, don't do that. Because it is Sri Ramachandra who is sitting over here. It is Sri Ramachandra who wanted me to give this name and fame. It is his power that worked through me. Same way Swami Vivekananda. It is Sri Ramakrishna's power that worked through me. When the millions of people in Calcutta, they were shouting Jai Vivekananda Ji ki Jai, glory to Vivekananda, he immediately requested them to shout, not that way. He said it is Sri Ramakrishna, the power of Sri Ramakrishna. And this Sri Ramakrishna only has made me this. So the God is there, and it is God who manifests through someone, and he also, we think that he is a great person. And that proves that God is there. Thank you, friends. It's a wonderful subject that we all discuss. And let me tell you one thing, that today is a very auspicious day, and I thought that we should offer this to Mother. This is the Bhagavad Gita. I give Gita classes, the discourses in different places, but only in the Nepalville that is recorded. So one of my, and a very close person, and he is not living here, far away, the American young boy, He listens to that and he puts in such a way, then we can make this a CD, 24 discourses of Bhagavad Gita. Now it will continue, but this is the first the CD on Bhagavad Gita in English. So today we are releasing. It will be available, 4 or 5 copies will be there in our bookstore. If you like, you can purchase it. I thought that today is a very auspicious day. Let me do it. When I heard from one of our devotee that Mark, that is the boy who is doing it, so his son is sick. He was taking him to hospital, but when he came to know that I wanted to release it today, the whole night he worked on that, and he said that to download everything. I really remember Mark and thank him and pray for him before the mother. So these things will remain over here, and slowly people, whoever likes, they can get. And also I like to tell you that the coming Saturday, as usually we go to the Nivedita, the Nivas, that is the condo that we have purchased in the Hyde Park. And I was supposed to give the Gita discourse over there, but as it is, the Ramanavami and the Hanuman Jayanti, all is coming in the same week. So we will do this time as a special, the celebration, the Ramnam, only the Ramnam, and Hanuman Chalisha, the 40 famous slokas dedicated to Hanumanji. And many of our devotees, they know it, they will do it. I will also join. You are also invited to come. I will send out to all, to reminding them to come over there. So I think it will be very good. And the prasad will be fruits, as because Hanumanji liked fruits. And so prasad will be that. And again, here on Tuesday, we will have the discussion on the Mahavira, the Hanuman. Exactly before that Tuesday, we won't discuss this gospel, we will discuss about the Hanumanji. That's a wonderful life. So unless we know those lives, we won't learn. That is the religion in practice through these lives. So Swamiji also said that about this Hanumanji. Many of the people, even the Hindus also, some of them, majority of them, out of emotion they do. If others are not doing, they are angry, why you should not do, that is wrong. And some people, they always thinking, oh, it's a funny thing that we are worshipping the Hanumana. So it is better to understand who is this Hanumana and what is the power, why we are grateful to him, what we are going to learn from him. We will discuss that in the coming Tuesday, next week Tuesday. And in between the Sunday, as because it is another Mahavira, but that belongs to the Jain. So as we are studying every Sunday the philosophy, so we will study the Jain philosophy the coming Sunday. Let us conclude with this sloka. Niranjanam nityam anantarupam bhaktanukampa drita vigraham vai Ishavataram Parameshamidyam Tam Ramakrishnam Shirasa Namama. Om Shanti 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 Hari Om Tat Sat Sri Ramakrishna Arpanamastu.